There is no warning. No explosión. No flare. No fading glow on the horizon. The sun is simply gone. For a brief moment, nothing seems different. Light continues to travel. For just over 8 minutes, Earth still receives sunlight that was already on its way. The sky looks normal. Day continues. Then the light stops. Day becomes night instantly. Not dusk, not twilight, night. The temperature begins to drop immediately. Without the sun's energy, Earth starts losing heat into space at a terrifying rate. Within hours, the surface cools rapidly. Winds intensify as atmospheric systems collapse without solar heating to drive them. Panic spreads faster than darkness. Cities lose power as solar-dependent grids fail instantly. Emergency lighting flickers on, then off as demand overwhelms systems. Communications spike, then fracture under overload. Plants die first. Photosynthesis stops the moment sunlight disappears. Crops cease producing energy. Leaves wither. Forests begin to fail silently. Within days, most plant life is dead or dying, unable to survive without their primary energy source. Oxygen production halts. While the atmosphere does not lose oxygen immediately, the process that replenished it is gone. The countdown begins quietly. Animals panic. Herbivores starve quickly as plants fail. Predators follow soon after. Ecosystems collapse from the bottom up. Migration becomes meaningless when there is no warmth to move toward. The oceans begin to freeze. Surface waters lose heat fast. Ice forms rapidly, spreading outward from the poles and across the surface. Without sunlight, thermal layers collapse. Marine life suffers massive shock as temperatures drop beyond survivable limits. Humanity scrambles for shelter. Within days, temperatures fall below freezing across most of the planet. Snow and ice spread into regions that never experienced winter. People rush underground into bunkers, subways, mines, anywhere insulated from the cold. Fires become lifelines. Wood, oil, gas, nuclear, anything that produces heat becomes essential. Energy resources are consumed at unsustainable rates. Nations fight not for land, but for warmth. Weather becomes meaningless. Without the sun, there is no longer a driver for winds, rain, or storms. The atmosphere begins to stagnate. Snow falls only where moisture was already present. The sky becomes a black, frozen dome. Psychologically, humanity begins to unravel. The sun was more than heat. It was time, day and night, seasons, rhythm. Without it, people lose orientation. Sleep patterns collapse. Depression spreads rapidly as the sky remains permanently dark. Scientists confirm the worst truth. Earth is no longer in orbit. Without the sun's gravity, the planet moves in a straight line through space. The solar system dissolves silently. Earth becomes a rogue planet, drifting endlessly into interstellar darkness. There is no rescue, no replacement star, no second chance. Humanity must now survive on stored energy, artificial light, and dwindling heat, on a planet that is rapidly becoming a frozen tomb. Within weeks, surface life becomes impossible. Only those deep underground, near geothermal heat or nuclear power, have any chance of survival. And even that chance is temporary. The disappearance of the sun is not an apocalypse of fire. It is an apocalypse of cold, darkness, and silence. This is only the beginning of what happens when the sun suddenly disappears. As days turn into weeks, Earth becomes unrecognizable. The brief shock of darkness gives way to a slow, relentless descent into absolute cold and isolation. Temperatures continue to fall without pause. Within the first week, average surface temperatures drop far below freezing everywhere on the planet. Oceans freeze from the top down, forming thick layers of ice that insulate the water below only temporarily. Eventually, even the deepest layers begin to cool. The planet radiates its remaining heat into space with no source to replace it. Atmospheric collapse begins. Without solar heating, the atmosphere loses energy. Gases condense and fall as frozen precipitation. Carbon dioxide freezes and settles onto the surface as dry ice. Over time, even nitrogen and oxygen begin to liquefy in the extreme cold. Air becomes thinner. Breathing grows difficult, then impossible in open environments. Life on the surface ends completely. Any remaining plants are long dead. Animals are extinct. Cities are buried under ice and snow, preserved like fossils. The planet's surface becomes a frozen shell, silent and inert. Human survival retreats underground. Those who planned early move deep beneath the Earth's crust. Subways become shelters. Mines become cities. Underground military facilities become the last strongholds of civilization. Heat comes from nuclear reactors and geothermal sources. Artificial light replaces the sun entirely. But energy is finite. Nuclear fuel depletes. Geothermal heat is uneven and limited. Maintaining livable conditions requires constant power for heating, lighting, and air circulation. Every system failure becomes deadly. Psychological collapse accelerates. Humans evolved under sunlight. Without it, mental health deteriorates rapidly. Depression deepens into despair. Time loses meaning without day or night. Generations grow up never seeing the sky, never feeling warmth that did not come from machines. Society fragments. Underground communities isolate themselves. Cooperation weakens as resources dwindle. Conflicts arise over power, heat, and oxygen. Authority becomes fragile when survival margins are razor-thin. Biology adapts, but only slightly. Some humans tolerate darkness better than others. Vitamin deficiencies spread. Immune systems weaken. Reproduction rates fall as conditions become harsher. Evolution cannot act fast enough to overcome planetary death. Earth drifts alone. With no sun, the planet moves endlessly through interstellar space. Stars become distant points of light, offering no warmth. Cosmic radiation increases without solar protection, slowly damaging DNA and further reducing survival chances. Over decades, humanity fades. Populations shrink generation by generation. Knowledge is lost as education becomes survival-focused. Art, science, and culture disappear first, replaced by routines designed only to stay alive one more day. Eventually, even the deepest shelters fall silent. Energy runs out. Systems fail. The last humans freeze in darkness, far beneath a sky that no longer matters. The planet continues on its path. A frozen world carrying the ruins of a civilization that once lived under a star. The final realization is simple and devastating. The sun was not just a source of light. It was the engine of life, time, climate, and meaning. Without it, Earth does not explode or burn, quietly dies, and drifts forever through the cold, indifferent dark.